So, hey, I'm Veronica. Thanks so much for joining me today. Today, I have a special guest with me, a collaboration with Sunny from
Oh,
Mastery Quest. Did I get it right?
personal mastery quest.
Personal
Yep.
Mastery Quest. Yes.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I'm excited. This is a great collaboration. We're going to be answering questions today that were submitted by viewers, and you can watch part two on Sunny's channel. And I would encourage you to go there. There are some awesome videos there, and definitely subscribe and hit that like button too. Give them some
Thank you.
love.
Thank you.
And I'm so excited to be doing this today, and let's go ahead and just get to it. Question
Let's do it.
number one. My only question is you mentioned to live your life and go out and do what you would do if you had that person. So this person is manifesting a specific person.
Right.
They said, I've read that drinking lowers your vibrations and ruins manifestations. But when I think of having that person in my life, I know that I will be drinking. I just want to know your thoughts on that and was hoping that you could make a video on it. Well, we're going to be answering that today. Okay, so I'm going to start. I'm going to say that, well, drinking, I wouldn't necessarily say it lowers your vibration because I think that would be sort of an assumption that drinking is bad. I think that for some people it could lower their vibration. For some people it wouldn't affect their vibration at all. But in terms of going out and doing what you would do if you had that person, what I usually refer to as sort of the energy that you would feel, not necessarily mimicking the exact activities. So when I say to go out and live your life, I kind of mean live your life for you, not necessarily to pretend that that person is with you and you're out drinking. At least that's my start on the question. You want to join in, Sunny?
Yeah. There are definitely some missing pieces in this question, right? Like, why would you be drinking if you were with this
Right.
person? Like, specifically, is it because, you're trying to be a certain way with them? Which I always, just kind of don't really motivate people to do. Always come from that authentic self. So don't try to change yourself in order to be with someone or like be liked by someone.
Yeah.
But absolutely, actually, I recently made a post on Instagram about this, about how I quit drinking a while ago, about a
Oh,
year
really?
now. And it was because, I did personally feel that it was
Mm,
affecting my ability to create the life that I wanted. Obviously, this is very personal, like it's different
mhm.
from, for everybody.
Right.
However, I do believe that if you're doing it on a regular basis, it
Mm,
will like keep you in a state of brain fog. And that's what I
mhm.
noticed with me, where I had so what do we mean when we say that it lowers your vibration, right? We mean that what I noticed in my personal experience is that I was less motivated on a daily basis to make videos, to do my work, to
Mm,
to go towards my goals. And I also kept I kind of created this like noticed this correlation between my moods, right, like the ups and downs in my
mm,
emotional states and alcohol. So I would notice that the couple of days after I would drink alcohol on the weekends or whatever, I would experience lower states of emotion. So
mm.
personally for me, I did notice that yes, it did lower my vibration. It kind of hindered me from going towards
Yeah.
my goal. However, you got to find your personal balance.
Yeah.
So it's not like okay, alcohol is bad, but find your personal balance. If you do believe that it's getting in your way, then
Mhm.
it's unconscious to keep
Yeah.
doing it. But in terms of what you said regarding going out and living your life for
Mm,
you, I 100% agree. Embody the emotions and the state of being that you would embody if you already had that person, if
yeah,
you already had that relationship,
exactly.
and stay focused on yourself
Yeah.
because that's the type of energy that attracts. Whereas when we like kind of stay focused on other people and we're like, in that state of wanting and being needy, that's the type of energy that repels. So
Yeah,
it's all about that
exactly.
powerful attracting
Mhm.
energy. And then obviously, that is what it sets you up to be able to manifest
Yeah,
that.
it creates that foundation. I mean, I want to say that I actually don't drink either. I found that it's just really not necessary for living my life. I think that, mental clarity, like
Yeah.
it prohibits you from being connected fully with your creative self. So that's my personal decision. I haven't had a drink in probably like 10 years. So, yeah, so it's been a while. I just decided it just wasn't a part of my life anymore. I mean,
I
I
think
was
once you
casual
get into this
drinker,
stuff, right?
but
Like,
yeah,
like when you get into like
it's
meditation and like
unnecessary. Yeah.
spirituality, you just kind of stop
Yeah.
resonating with it. So you
Yeah.
gotta like decide what you value. Do you truly value that mental clarity? Do you truly value
Yeah.
your goals over that temporary like
Mm,
short-term gratification? If you don't, that's fine too. But you have to just be clear about what you truly value, what you
yeah.
prioritize.
Yeah, and I completely agree with what you said about not, conforming what you like to do for someone else. Like, do what you like to do and let them, join in on you instead of you sort of mimicking this idea of drinking and having to attract them. That's my thought.
And oftentimes you believe that you need to be a certain way for someone to like you.
Yeah.
However, that is the exact type of behavior. Like if you're trying to be not yourself, you're gonna actually repel them away. It's just
Yeah.
something someone can feel from you. Whereas like if you are authentic,
Mm-hmm.
that's something someone also already feels underneath that conscious level. So
Mm-hmm.
always be yourself and never try to change yourself to please someone, and maybe like attract them to your life.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think very well said. Okay, well, let's move on to question number 2. You want to read it? Okay.
So it says, much love and good vibes. Would greatly appreciate a video in regards to the next step after manifesting your ex back. Your videos have helped me bring him back into my life. He's referring to Veronica, without a doubt. But what does one do after their ex has come back? You are spending lots of time together, yet the commitment stage has not been yet reached. Thank you.
I'll let you start this one.
Okay, awesome. So this is something that I've noticed in terms of people, wanting to attract relationships in their life, especially let's just say you go through a long phase where you're not in a relationship and you're having to be single. So a lot of the people that resist being single, right, are the ones that start really desiring just manifesting that person and being in a relationship. However, I've seen that sometimes people project that as the end result, where it's like once this happens, then it'll be perfect. But if
Yeah.
they don't realize that like once it happens, then that's gonna take a lot of work too. Making that
Right.
relationship is gonna take a lot
It
of
only
work.
just begins at that point.
Exactly, exactly. So my thing is this, right? Like before we even get into like the specific questions, like if you are miserable being single, then you're gonna carry, even if you manifest a relationship, you're gonna carry that vibration over into the relationship as well. Like if we find faults with being single, we're gonna find faults even when we are in a relationship. Like
Yeah.
that's just it is.
Yeah. The
So in
relationship,
terms
yeah,
of,
doesn't change. Like, doesn't change who you are or the insecurities you were having before. Like, it's not going to all get fixed just because this person is back.
if anything, that person is like now your greatest mirror, and they're gonna reflect back
Mm,
to you all of your insecurities, and you're gonna have
yeah.
to face them. So
Yeah.
I would say, like let's just say this person has come back into your life. Now is the time to truly grow. Now is the time to truly learn a lot about yourself and just learning to be like to give your all without feeling the fear of losing that person.
Mm,
Like trying your best to get
yeah.
to a state where you're okay, now this person is back into your life and you want, you have a certain intention for where you want this to go.
Hmm.
So communicate that properly with this person now that they're here, and like obviously the foundation for any good relationship is communication.
Mm,
But also like challenge yourself to be authentic and go all in. Um, Go all in feeling so good about yourself that you're not afraid of even if you were to lose this relationship.
yeah.
And in that sort of energy, like that sets the relationship up for like a good start and a good,
Hmm.
like to where it can go from here. Would you agree?
Yeah, yeah, I agree with everything you said. I'm trying to think of what I can basically add to that. I mean, I think that we never stop manifesting. So once we get something, then we just start manifesting something new. So this person got their ex back, but now they want to manifest the commitment. And then after they get the commitment, then they'll probably want to get married or have children or get their dream house or go on the dream vacation or manifest, the perfect school for their child. It never stops. Like, and it's not going to stop. So I think that, I mean, allowing the relationship to flourish is really just the same techniques as you did to attract this person back. It's about feeling the abundance of what you want to attain. It's about focusing more on what you want and less of what's frustrating you right now, less of the lack of the current moment. And again, feel like you belong in this person's life. Like they came back for a reason. So just enjoy it. Like don't be nervous. Like you said, be yourself, and just enjoy the full love of it, without any fear, without any regret, without any walking on eggshells. Like you deserve to be with any person. Like this person isn't greater than you. And believe that, it's just a natural progression of things. You'll get that commitment. And it doesn't have to be hard.
That's so major, enjoying the current phase.
Yeah.
So as you said, like you're gonna like a relationship itself, right? Just like anything else in life has so many phases, and you're always gonna want to go towards that next phase. Your mind
Yeah.
is always projecting that future. That's okay. It's not bad to want more, want something different. However, consciously enjoy this phase too.
Yeah.
This phase of not
Oh,
having that
yeah.
commitment, enjoy
Yeah.
it. And then when
It
you
won't
get that
last
commitment, then you're
forever.
gonna want
Yeah.
exactly. So enjoy the phases as you go and like
Yeah.
truly like start to live for the journey, as cliche as it might sound. But that's what makes this process
Mhm.
beautiful. You know, that's the
Yeah.
only way to not suffer, not yet having exactly what you want.
Right. Because we're always going to be on the journey to manifesting something. So,
Yeah.
that's what life is. We never have everything. No one is completely with every single desire. Like, that'd be so boring too, to like have everything, then there'd be no joy of tomorrow. There'd be no excitement. There'd be no, the journey is good. Like, don't regret it. I would rather don't resent the journey. Enjoy it, embrace it, embody it. Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, the way that the it coming in bits and pieces and you not fully knowing if you can achieve it is what makes it
Right.
fun.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, it wouldn't
That's
be.
what life is. Like in anything, like money, love, career, health, like that not knowing and then achieving something is the best feeling in the world. And we live for that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's move on to question number 3. How to get someone to stop ghosting you? Okay. Well, it's
So
pretty
does this mean
clear.
like for them to stop
Ignoring.
ignoring or something?
Yeah. So I believe that's what ghosting means.
Yeah, I think
I
so too.
actually don't know for sure. I hope I got it right. Well, I mean, I think when someone's ignoring you, I think it's a full trigger that you are ignoring yourself, that you are validating this person more than you're validating yourself, and thus they are completely ignoring you because you've almost sent out this message to this person that you're irrelevant, that you're meaningless, that they're more important than you, and thus they ignore you as a result. I mean, in my own journey, I've had people ignore me and they contact you once you take your mind off of them, once you sort of move ahead instead of being stuck in that moment of why aren't they responding to me? And if you keep sending messages, like they will just keep ignoring you. Like if you send an additional message, like just because, they ignored the last 5 doesn't mean that 6th message is going to get the point. Like it's not. And it's not about what you're saying. It's more about how you're feeling. And I would say to stop contacting that person and let them contact you. Believe that they're going to contact you. Believe that you're worth being contacted. Believe that you have something to offer a conversation, something to offer a relationship. I mean, I'm assuming that this is a romantic situation, but it could be any sort of situation. Like you could have a coworker ignoring you, or a boss ignoring you, or a teacher, a professor that you're waiting to hear back from about your grade or something like that. But I think that, again, you need to place more emphasis on yourself, less on this person. Like if you're waiting for the of water to boil, like it's just not going to happen. You step away and you use the bathroom or you go do something else and then it's boiling, it's overflowing and I think it happens every
That's a good
time.
analogy.
Yeah. So what would you have to add?
No, that's beautiful, and I totally agree. Um, it's so funny with situations like this when it's all about that attachment that you have to like
Yeah.
you want this person to like give you that acknowledgement or
Yeah.
whatever. And it's so funny with in many things in life. It's so paradoxical when you let go of that attachment to wanting to be treated a certain way or wanting that acknowledgement. By letting go of that attachment, it is the very thing you end up receiving.
Mhm.
It becomes the very thing you naturally receive now,
Yeah.
but this time it's going to happen without effort and or like that sense of struggling or forcing it into existence.
Mm.
So number one, yeah, don't place that much significance on anybody.
Yeah.
Don't want to be treated a certain way, even from your family members, even from your
Mhm.
loved ones, even from your
Mhm.
family, I mean, friends or like coworkers. Again, like it's all about feeling so good and abundant within, like feeling
Mhm.
so secure about yourself, knowing your worth. And if a person like that doesn't need to be told about their worth by, through the mouth, like by anybody, they know that, they resonate
Yeah.
that, and it resonates in all their actions. So try to get to that place. And how? It's really all about working on yourself, like
Mhm.
constantly
Oh, yeah.
improving yourself, constantly working on your passion,
Yeah.
focusing in a direction, like creating something that
Mhm.
truly means a lot to you, like something to better the world even.
Yeah.
And in that you will build that self-confidence.
Mm.
It's a journey, obviously, but you start building that self-confidence naturally. You start to resonate powerfully. And then other people in your life, like this person that's ghosting you, is going to reflect
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Is
It's
going to see
amazing.
that.
It's
It's going to
beautiful the way
sense
it
it.
works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you
But
let go of like wanting that reaction from them or wanting that acknowledgement, then it's going to be the very thing that you receive from them. But
yeah.
let's just say, even if you don't, then
Mhm.
if you're truly feeling powerful and empowered and in your own element, like
Yeah.
then you won't even care if this person
Yeah.
doesn't give you
You
the
don't.
emoji. So it's so funny. It's paradoxical. You have to get to the place where it doesn't even matter to you, and once it does, then you can allow it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so interesting. I mean, we always get things in abundance that we need the least. It's getting rid of that need, getting rid of that, story playing in your head over and over again. Why is this person ignoring me? Or why am I, being ghosted? Like that, it's just got to go, move on, move ahead. And this
Absolutely.
person will end up spamming your phone and you'll be like, "Oh wow, this is this is a little bit too much." Yeah. All right. Well, let's move to the last question. Oh, it's kind of a long one. Okay. You want to go for it?
Okay, yeah. So it says, thank you for helping me out getting my ex back. I did get him back, but I
Oh.
still have a question. After getting him back, I am not feeling good. I do love him, but I am getting a feeling that it was too easy for him to get me back. And now I don't want to say no for obvious reasons. I don't want to destroy what I made. Can you do a video on how things change after getting them back? As it hurts how we ruined our beautiful relationship, and I don't feel yet it is going to be the same again. I want him to love me like hell. I'm feeling upset for overthinking so much, but I kind of feel I made him cave. He didn't come on his own.
Hmm.
That was a long question.
That was
There's
very long. I appreciate you reading that one. I'm sorry you got that one. I should have had the longer ones. I'm sorry.
um there's a couple of things that's been going on here, and I want to
Yeah.
start with something that also like adds on to the last question as well. Right here is you're feeding it this entire situation a lot of negative attention.
Yeah.
So I always break down attentions into like three types of attention. Number
Mhm.
one is positive attention, when
Mhm.
you're focused on something in a positive way, saying that, okay, this is something that I do want, this is going to be like, this is amazing. And that positive attention creates that reality that you do
Mhm.
want. Now, there's negative attention when you're focused on something in a negative way, where it's like, I don't want this and I want to avoid this, or I really hope this doesn't happen.
Mhm.
You know, it's just basically focused on something in a negative way. But what negative attention does, it also creates the reality,
Mhm.
but the reality that you don't want,
Mhm.
right? And the last one is neutral attention, which is just meditation, which is
Mhm.
like letting go of focus on all
Yeah.
things. So right now, right on this current situation of
Mhm.
like your relationship, you're giving it way too much negative
Yeah.
attention, where you're focusing on all the things that perhaps
Yeah.
are not right,
Mhm.
perhaps that you're not getting. Now that even you did get him back, but like now it's not perfect because it's not the exact way that you wanted it.
Yeah.
All of the focus is going towards what you don't want, and it's going to
Mhm.
keep you manifesting a present moment in which, again and again, things are not perfect.
Yeah.
Because the nature of your focus is
Everything. Yeah, like every area of your life.
exactly. So number one, it's so crucial on this journey, spiritual journey, manifestation journey, to learn to control your attention.
Mm.
Again and again, keep checking in on with yourself. How am I focused on this? What am I focused on, first of all?
Mhm.
And how am I focused on this situation? And like, how do I feel right now? Like, we got to become
Yeah.
conscious of these things.
Very aware of what's going on inside of our head and our emotions. Mhm.
Exactly. And to create this awareness in your life,
Yeah.
is one of the biggest things. Like
Yeah.
meditation is a big thing for my
Mhm.
personal journey. Just it constantly trains your attention, bring it back to where you want it to be, rather than
Yeah.
all these thoughts that you're struggling overthinking right now. Otherwise we will continue just battling with our thoughts if we can't
Mhm.
control our attention. It's going to be everywhere, and it's
Yeah.
basically like
Chaos.
almost like our circumstances. So I would definitely recommend meditation. I would
Mhm.
recommend purposefully constantly diverting your attention from all the things that aren't perfect
Mhm.
to all the things that are perfect,
Yeah.
not just about the relationship but also about your life.
Yeah. Because there's always things to be grateful for. There's always things that are currently working in your life. There might be a ton of things that are wrong that need fixing, but there's a ton of things that are already working. And that's really important, especially for this person. I mean, the fact that they got their ex back, I mean, that's, a win in and of itself. Like, that's part of the journey. Like, you've got that. So, I mean, there's room to grow. Like, I feel like you could always manifest an apology. Like this person could make things up to you. It doesn't have to be incomplete. It doesn't have to be dissatisfactory. Like it almost feels like this person is in the same amount of pain as they were before they attracted him back. Like at that point, all they wanted to do was attract them back, and now they've attracted
Yeah,
this
yeah.
person back, and now they're
Something like
still,
we said before in the first question.
yeah, they're still in the same they're still in the
Yeah.
same unhappy state, being very displeased. And it is possible to have someone love you like hell. Like that can happen. But I don't think this person is loving, they're definitely not loving their current moment. I don't think they're giving enough love to themselves. I feel like they need to nurture this relationship. Like it may have been too easy for this guy to get, I don't know if it's a her or him, back, but to get this person back. But like things can still be made better. Like this person can make it up to you. Like it doesn't have to be where you're still being sort of cheated out of something. I feel like this person is sort of living in a state of lack, always being shorted of something. Before they didn't have their ex back, and now that they do, it's just not right. Like it's not enough. So it's finding that feeling of abundance within yourself, and then everything else will fall into place. Like this person will start appearing in a new and better way. Like everything around this person will get better.
Yeah, I definitely do believe it's also a self-love problem
Yeah.
here as well. As I said before,
Mhm.
relationships are one of our greatest mirrors
Yeah.
that reflect back to us
Mhm.
what we really need to learn about ourselves in that moment. So they trigger all your insecurities, all
Yeah.
of the things about you that you're sensitive about. And so we just get hooked on the story of what is happening, like, oh, this person isn't treating me well, or like this person is saying this to me.
Mhm.
But like go past the surface, okay, like disengage from the story of what has happened, the thoughts of what has happened, and ask yourself, like, if this is happening in my external reality, right? Like, what is
Mhm.
this reflecting back to me about myself, right? What is
Mhm.
it teaching me about myself? Like, am I treating myself in this kind of negative way?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not receiving love from the outside,
Yeah.
am I like loving myself? Or do I feel
Yeah.
truly loving within?
Uh-huh.
And that's that kind of reflection that you have to go through and then address those things rather than like try to fix this stuff on the surface.
Mhm.
Address those deeper issues, and then naturally, what, like, again, the external is always just a reflection. So
Yeah.
as you create that internal transformation, the external will reflect that.
Mhm. Yeah, and I mean, I think, giving this person some hope, like things can get better, and try not to feel like you don't have a choice. Like this person is saying now, I don't want to say no for obvious reasons. I don't want to destroy what I made. Well, you can always say no. You don't have to destroy what you made. Like you can create pretty much anything. So feel like you have a voice. Feel like you can say anything and this person will still be there. That you can be loved unconditionally. That you deserve having this person in your life. Like you never want to watch what you say around your love, the person you love the most, your life companion. Like you don't want to hold back. You want to be completely honest and completely real. So definitely voice your feelings. I think I would have to add that. You have anything else to add? Are you
I
good?
know. I think we said it all. That was really good.
I think we did too. So once again, a special thank you to Sunny from Personal Mastery Quest.
Thank
I
you.
am
Appreciate
so
it.
excited you are on my channel today. I'm going to list the link below to part number 2, and I would encourage everyone to rush over there and watch it immediately. And also to subscribe to Sunny's channel, hit the like button, give him some love. So yeah, so I'm
Thank you,
so excited.
Veronica. It was a great time.
Yeah.
Let's
So
go to part two. See
let's
you
do
there.
it.